Did someone say family?
Us?
Family.
What? Dude, nobody's talking, bro.
It's important.
Yo, what are you on?
Welcome back into Backlash Podcast, episode 7. If you peeked the game and you're wondering what exactly does Vin Diesel mean, we're talking about family today. Now, this is this weekend is a time where a lot of people think of people that passed on in their lives as they commemorate Memorial Day for all the people that served. Thank you for those out there who served, and especially thank you to those that gave their life for serving for our country. Thank you to your family. With that being said, this episode is all about family. We're going to be talking about more personal experiences in this episode, as we're going to be talking about our past, our present, and then our future families, and what we have gathered out of experiences, and we'll tell different stories. Some will be funny, some are serious, like learning moments that we had in growing up process, and it's just going to be a good episode. Before we start this episode, however, I'm going to have us just take a brief moment of silence to commemorate those who gave their life in the act of service to serve our great country. Thank you for all those that have served this great land. With that being said, we're going to start with our past family. So we're going to tell stories about, people in our past, and we're going to let Dawson start us off with the past.
Okay, well, thank you, Carson, for that introduction.
It was beautiful.
And, one sec. So yeah, family's a really important thing to me. And I consider myself to be lucky that I've had many great family members who have came before me. A couple great grandparents, a grandfather, an aunt, some people that really, some great aunts, great uncles, who have really been immense and very influential in my life.
Yeah, I would say, I think I was much more blessed than a lot of people, because most people never meet their great grandparents. So for me to have really one of my great grandmothers, but to have a connection with any of your great grandparents, for them to even cross timelines with you, that's not every day. That's not, I don't think it's a regular occurrence. What do you mean? Yeah, four
of them.
Mm-hmm. 4 of my great grandparents.
Whoa, 4?
Wait, 3 great grandparents and 1 great great grandparent.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great. That's
oh my gosh,
super,
dang.
That's super unheard of. Yeah, but I was younger.
How old was she?
She was born in 1912. And she died, I think, in 2009. So I remember. I'm old enough to remember. I was like 3 or 4. Like, I remember meeting her and stuff.
Yeah, I don't necessarily remember my great grandmother, but yeah. And anyways, there's a lot of people that we could talk about now. Noah, what would you say on this subject as far as past family for you specifically?
So I've touched on it a little bit, a few episodes back, but so I am not necessarily I'm not in a necessarily normal family. I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of my past. I am adopted. I was adopted from birth. My birth mother was she dibble dabbled, if you will, in a lot of things. She did a lot of drugs.
That's one way of saying that.
Basically, she would sell her body, if you will. So I don't know who my dad is at all, and I probably never will, which is okay. But since I was adopted by birth, I was adopted into a white family. I am blessed to be in that family, because if I wasn't in that family, I want to know y'all, and I wouldn't know the Lord Jesus Christ. There's no way. I'd probably either be in jail, in a gang, or dead right now. So even though it's like a harsh background, if you will, I'm still very much blessed. I have 1 blood sister. We are pretty sure she's a half, judging by my birth mother's lifestyle. She's probably her habits, the things that she dabbled in. She's probably my sister is probably a half sister, but she's the only that I know of my bloodline that's still alive. If I'm not mistaken, I think I have 1 older sister and 1 older brother, but I have no idea where their whereabouts. And it's actually funny because Dawson, There was one day that we were. Well, what do y'all want to say? It was. Was it the last time it came or did?
2 or 3 times ago.
Okay, it was like 2 things. I come over here, maybe like once a month. I come over pretty often. I was talking about my family and stuff, and he's like, "Have you ever seen your mom?" I was like, "Oh no, I mean, like I said, I was adopted from birth, no idea who she is." And somehow this wizard found my mom. So now, luckily, I know what she looks like now, so that's pretty cool.
Looked like.
Or looked like, yeah, she passed away
In 21.
in 21. So like, I'll never get to like talk to her, but like it's cool to know like at least where I got some of my looks from.
Yeah.
And like I said, we can touch on that stuff later, but that's basically my past like of course I am in a new family, but like you know what I mean, like my past family, my OG family, if you will.
Like
Your bloodline.
Your bloodline.
My bloodline, the furthest back I can go that we research is my mother. We couldn't find my father.
We couldn't find
Grandparents, none of that. But like I said, I am blessed to be in a family that God has put me in today.
Yeah. As for me and Dawson, we have a very large family. For the most part, there's so many people in my family that I haven't even met that I'm like connected to. We have a large family now, and as far as past goes, there's certainly people that are closer to us in our bloodline that are like major examples. And I don't know which people Dawson's again exactly touch on. When we do TVO stuff, I use the tagline hobo. I do hats that say Hobo Hat Co. on them. Our ranch that we have, my family's ranch, is called Hobo Ranch. That is all equated to, the things connected to me directly are equated to 2 different people, being my great-grandfather on my mom's side, which I called Paw Paw. He had the nickname of Hungry Hobo. And so he would get called Hungry Hobo. And then on my dad's side, my grandpa on my dad's side went by Micey the Hobo. And I never exactly understood where the hobo come from. The part of Micey, that's a weird nickname to get. It was because he was like a little runt when he was in school. So they called him Micey because how small he was. And so to me, that's always been kind of like an underdog story. Like he wasn't the biggest, but everyone liked Micey, and like everyone in the family called him Uncle Micey or, whatever. They all, everyone in the family had some kind of nickname for him. And that was kind of like his thing, was that he had a nickname for you. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know exactly all what Dawson's going to say, but as far as, like the hobo name, that's where that comes from. So, I mean, like that's always been a big thing and trying to carry on the legacy. A lot of people want to get a tattoo on them to commemorate someone. I personally don't want permanent markings on me. I think, it talks about our body being a temple. Now, of course, it's talking about that in the Bible as being lustful and things of that nature. But at the same time, I don't want my body to be taken in the wrong context of the Lord and put permanent markings that I'm not for sure if they're scriptural or not. If someone feels comfortable doing that, that's their decision. Mm-hmm. But as far as I'm concerned, there's so many other ways you can commemorate a lost one without having ink put in your skin. So a lot of the things I do is, I wear a lot of hats that'll have hobo on them, and that's why I can commemorate. Yeah, that a hat brand I started just to have a way to commemorate that. And my grandpa on my dad's side, that was like one of the things that was essential to him. If someone said you had to like sum them up in a few character traits, the character traits I would give are not necessarily character traits, more as items, like loved hats and knives, loved Dr. Pepper. Those are like the things like I equivalent like normally to him. And when I mean love Dr. Pepper, this is not like I drink Dr. Pepper. This is like literally ceiling high boxes of Dr. Pepper.
He was a personal point of pride that several doctors had told him he needed to stop drinking the Dr. Pepper, and then he outlived the doctor.
Yeah, multiple times. So he would let that know. Like a doctor told me, like, you do know the last 2 told me that. They're in the grave. Here I am. So I think that's kind of, that was always kind of funny. And on the top, subject to my grandfather, I knew, because my dad was older when he had kids. My dad was 40 when I was born.
And my grandfather was older when my dad was born.
Yeah, so my grandpa, was significantly old to have young grandkids. Like, how old would he have been? He would have been in his 70s when I was born?
Mid 70s.
Mid 70s when I was born. So he was old. So the way I've always known my grandpa, is he just did some goofy things. Like, one of the memories I will never forget was my grandpa had moved across the street from us. Mm-hmm. And me and my dad had went over there.
That's your old house, right?
Our old house, yeah.
I got you.
My grandpa lived across the street from us, and me and my dad were in the front yard with him. And we're just sitting there talking, and we're like, Paul, you good? He's not saying anything. And he's just staring off in the distance. We're like, Paul. He's like, look up there. And I'm like, at what? He's like, see that squirrel up there? Like, yeah. He's like, he's been sitting there for a while now. And like, that was the whole thing. It's like, I just thought it was so funny. He was so fascinated by a squirrel sitting on a lamppost. Like, he found enjoyment in like the funniest things.
He loved following them, and that would be something he would do before church on Sunday morning. He would go out on his porch and try to find squirrels and stuff.
Yeah, and he also was a big fan of cards, like card games. So, dominoes, cards,
Spades, particularly.
Spades. Have you ever played spades? Do you know how to play spades?
Yeah, I haven't played in a while, but yeah.
Okay, so do you know what the word Nello is in spades? Like if someone goes Nello,
What is it?
that means that they're not going to win a single round. Like they're bidding that they have the cards to make sure they never win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I learned at a young age how to play. Like when I was like 7, he taught me how to play spades. Okay, so when I play with him, we do teams normally, like 2-on-2. Okay, and this was serious. You did not want to lose. Okay, if you were on his team, you did not want to. Like, it was like he will let you know if you lose. He wanted to win, and so when we played, the only card, the card that trumps every card is an ace. And if there's not an ace, then the next card's a king. Okay? So I would get a king in my hand, and anybody logically enough would know that, okay, with a king, you're basically granted 1 point right there because you just got to lay your king down when someone doesn't lay an ace down. I would go for Nello, which would make him very mad because, like, that's...
He would make a bunch of noises during spades.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh,
that one hurts.
Ow,
that one hurts. Like, all the noises. And so, when we would play, like, we'd play cards, I would go Nello, and then at the end of the game, he'd find out that I had 3 of the 4 kings, so I had to perfectly line him up with the aces, and he'd be like, I don't know how you got away with that hand. Like, I never seen that one before.
Tell him your name.
So he would call me the Nello Kid.
The Nello Kid?
That is what he nicknamed me, was the Nello
I think
Kid.
it's worth pointing out that he was a connoisseur of all things Western.
Yeah, all the
Western films.
Western films.
His DVD and VHS collection was basically a amateur museum
It's a catalog.
of Western films.
If you had to estimate, how many movies do you think or films do you think he had?
I was thinking we'd give you a rough estimate.
DVDs or VHS are all together.
All together.
All together,
You just have to guesstimate.
5,000 to 10,000.
All right, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was absurd.
And he had seen the majority of them.
He was absurd, yeah. And me and him did not talk a lot about music. Because granted, he had good music taste, but he was born in the era of, like, when it comes to like country music, there was like a specific era when it was like, okay, this is good, but anything after that is just punks and hippies.
He detested Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, like one of the most classic country singers, he was born late. My grandfather was born late enough to know that Johnny Cash was a punk and a rebel. No one likes Johnny Cash. As to where now Johnny Cash is think of as like one of like the most best of all time. So if you talk about Johnny Cash,
he would get mad.
Ooh, he'd get mad. He'd get so very mad. He'd be like, he can't sing he ain't no country. He's a Rocky.
The kind of music he
liked.
Rocky?
Yeah,
the kind of music he liked was like traditional. He
Old
liked
West.
A-Cuff, Roy Rogers. He liked Hank Sr. He liked Slim Whitman was his favorite.
Which I do like some of them, and a lot of that comes.
And a lot of that comes from him.
He also was obsessed with.
He
yodeling.
loved cowboy music.
He liked yodeling a lot.
And he also, for whatever reason,
That's new.
He could tell you like the best yodelers. He'd like play them right now, and we play
he
them.
was a big yodeler fan.
Yeah.
He loved stuff with a bunch of fiddles.
His favorite singer was Tex Ritter, and I do not think that the majority of country music fan, like mediocre country, you had to be a diehard fan to know who Tex Ritter is. His Tex Ritter's
He
son.
liked. He did, and then newer artists. He really was a big fan of Ray Stevens.
You know who Ray Stevens is? Like, you ever heard "The Squirrel Went to Church"? You ever heard that song? It's a comedy singer. You never
Country
heard
comedy.
country kind
You
of.
have to show me after that.
He liked going to like jamborees and stuff like that. Very old school.
He also the
Southern.
other thing, and I think you'll remember this about him. No matter how old a person was, specifically a woman, no matter how old a woman was, she could be in her 70s, pushing 80, and he would always call her young lady. It did not matter.
Oh my goodness.
And he was
everyone.
he was the world's biggest flirt.
Oh my goodness, yeah. He did not care. He was like, I'm gonna have some fun with it. Like, he did not care, bro. He would say
some diabolical things to some waitresses.
Yeah, I mean, my mom would be like,
would make my mom blush every
she'd be
time.
like, why are you saying that?
He's
like,
I'm
I'm
being
just
nice.
letting her feel welcome.
Do you think he will be able to survive in this generation?
I don't know about that. I mean, but he had game. He did have game.
He did have game.
He did have game. It's kind of funny.
Undeniable.
In his 80s, out here trying to, flirt with.
I wish I had the
25-year-old.
confidence that he had.
Yeah, he did not care. I think it's because he's undersized. Also, he had a lot of siblings. How many siblings did he have?
He was the youngest of
12?
either 7 or 8.
8. 7 or 8.
But he grew. Some of his brothers were like 20 years older than him.
Yeah.
Like he was like a late kid. His mom, when he was born, his mom would have been, let me do the math. She would have been about 36. But her first kid was when she was about 17, 18. 16, 17, somewhere in there. And his father would have been about 4 years older than her.
Yeah.
So he would have been about 40. So he was one of the younger kids. He took pride that he was the last one to survive.
Yeah. His goal in life was to live longer than his
Outlive
mom.
his siblings.
He wanted to outlive his mother.
He missed it by a couple of years.
Yeah, he wanted to be the oldest out of his entire family, like the oldest to live, but he missed it by a few years. His mom outlived him. But
he outlived all his siblings.
All his siblings, and
the mom outlived.
But you would think that they would like
no,
cause
she died before
they,
them, but she lived longer.
You would think that would cause.
He wanted to live longer than her.
You would think that would cause pain, right? Like you seeing all of your family die. Mm-hmm. He'd be like, "Well, I'm the last of the Mohicans." That's what he would tell you. He would crack jokes about it. Now, of course, he missed his siblings, but he would make it like.
There was particularly
funny.
one brother that he was really close with that it really bothered him.
Yeah, but I mean, the majority of the time, he would crack jokes about it.
I feel like because he lost his wife at such a young age, because my grandmother died when my father was 3.
Yeah.
And my grandfather would have been about 38. She was 32 or so when she died.
Yeah.
And I think that grief that really helped him just deal with.
Yeah, like prepare for it. Yeah.
He just it was like
nothing's
a big deal anymore.
Yeah. So I think that he overall though, like my experience of knowing him I knew him for 12, almost 13 years. He died when I was like I think 12 and a half or so. Oh no, right before I turned. Hold on. He died 10 days before my birthday. Right before I became 13. So basically, I knew him for 13 years almost.
I'm gonna go to the funeral.
Yeah, almost to the dot, 13 years, and he was. I would say he's the biggest character I've known personally. Like, very large character.
The thing about him I admired the most was how giving of a person he was.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think I've also learned a lot is a lot of people, like with money, you save money. Mm-hmm. He did not save money. And people will take that as a flaw, this and that. He had money issues. Yeah, he did have money issues, but it did not matter. If he had money in his pocket, he was giving it to others. And his whole thing was, why should I wait till I pass on for you to inherit all my things whenever I can give it to you now and watch you get to enjoy it? Mm-hmm. And so that was a big thing for his.
When I think of him, I particularly think of this one time at church where he just randomly decided to give $100 to a little girl that was at church because he just wanted to.
And yeah, we'd be like, you can't be going around giving out money like that. He's like, why not? It's my money. I worked for it. I'm like, all right. You know what? You know what? That's a great reason, Paul. You do as you
just gotta accept
So, anyways.
He loved to make bets.
Oh man, he would bet on anything. I'm so glad that he wasn't a gambler. He would have been a horrible gambler. I mean, I know he did to an extent.
He just liked the thrill of it.
He liked the thrill of it. We played dice a few times.
Tell him
and
about
he liked dice so much that he would bet money and we didn't have to. Because we'd be little kids.
All right, bro.
He was a fan.
You feel like your snacks and stuff.
He'd bet like $50 on the World Series outcome. Like we'd be talking about the World Series and I'd be like, I remember particularly one year when the Red Sox and the Cardinals played. Mm-hmm. He was like convinced the Cardinals were going to win the World Series. I'm like, no, bud, the Red Sox are going to win. So he bet $50 on it. He's like, I don't have to pay. You don't have to pay me anything. But if you win, then I get $50.
I mean, it's such a grandfather thing.
Red Sox won the World Series. I got $50.
I mean, yeah. We got to where
there was a particular time.
Take his money.
The most money I ever received from him for that.
It was the sand.
Was when we climbed the sand dunes
in Colorado. They have these big piles of sand, and he saw this point, and he says, "I bet you can't climb to that one." And I was like, that's a long ways off. He's like, I bet you can't. I got $200. It says both of you.
200
for both
he
of
gave
us.
Each of us $200.
Oh, I was about to say.
And so my dad,
mind you, for this vacation, he had already given us like $300 to spend.
Oh no, more than that.
Vacation.
Like I mean, like when we went on vacation with him, like he gave you money for it. He's like, this is your vacation money.
By the way, we were really dumb kids. We wasted it all on stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals, yeah.
Not even candy.
If I could go back in time, I'd say put it all on crypto, kid. Just do it. Yeah, just do it, kid. You're gonna be much happier in the future.
Yeah, it was bad. Hey, but we had like a lot of stuffed animals on that trip. We had like a delegation. We had like a political system for stuffed animals. You had like a whole
thing of stuffed animals.
Oh, I mean, it was
in your old house.
We bought we went on a trip with him, and he gave us like all this money when we left. Okay, when we were in Amarillo, it was like our first stop. He gave us money, and then we went all the way to Colorado. And on the way there, we had all this money. And then when we got to Colorado and we climbed the sand dunes, we had to get to this certain point, And by the way, he's old enough to where he couldn't get out of the car and go climb these sand dunes anymore. So he sat in the car for hours, and his enjoyment was watching us walk. He sat there and watched us walk. We got all the way to the top, and when we came back, we were like, we made it. He was like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, we did. He's like, I lost track of you, so I don't know if you made it. And I was like, I promise you we did. So we had to show him the picture of us being on top, and then he gave us our money. But I mean, it was so far away that like our car looked like an ant. Like, I mean, we were so far away. It was long. I mean, it took a couple hours.
Me and Carson were very enthusiastic, and it took it longer than it would have because my dad was like trying to keep up with us.
Yeah, I mean, we were young. I was probably 7.
Yeah, it would have been a little crazy to let a 10 and an 8-year-old climb a giant sand dune.
By the way, Dawson like see like the dips in the sand dunes where it go way down into like a hole in the ground, and this idiot would go and run into them, and then my dad would go get your brother.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I would do the same thing.
So, anyways, that was a really
another thing about my grandfather is in the 70s he got on where he started smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is one of the craziest stories.
And he just one day decided, I don't need to smoke cigarettes anymore. He put them up on the shelf and never smoked them again.
I mean, you know, people know, like I tell this to people and they genuinely think it's a fake story. You know, like they say, like breaking an addiction is so hard.
Yeah, so yeah.
He stopped on a dime. Like he said, I'm done, and he was done. He never had a relapse. I do not understand how he did that.
Did you just smoke it just to smoke it, or was it like?
So it started whenever he was in the army. Other people would smoke because they wanted something to do to pass the time. So he would want to like play cards or something, and they'd all be outside taking a smoke break. So he started smoking in the army. And then one day, after smoking for years, he decided he was done smoking. He was tired of wasting his money on it and killing himself with it. So he just stopped doing it. And like literally, I have it. It's in my room somewhere. He has a dollar bill, and it literally says first dollar bill not spent on smoking, and he has the date on it. And it's in here somewhere. But I think it's like it's in my safe probably. But that was that he stopped on a dime, and he never did it again. To this day, I do not understand how it's even possible.
Yeah, well, he got that.
Isn't that crazy? And I asked him before. I was like, Pop. I was like, how did you do that, Paul? He's like, I took $1 and I looked at it and said, I'm not going to spend this one on cigarettes anymore. And he said, I took my cigarettes out of my pocket. I put them in my glove compartment. Everywhere I went, they were always there if I needed them. And I knew I had them, but I never needed them. Like, all right, bro, that's ranked lobbies over here. I was like,
another thing he was ranked at, elite at giving nicknames to people.
Oh my goodness, so many nicknames. So he
called everybody by a nickname.
He had 5 grandkids. Mm-hmm. And all 5 grandkids had a nickname. The boys, he had 4 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. The granddaughter was the only one that didn't have her name included in the name. All of ours, like me and Dawson's.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. But anyways, Dawson.
Oh, you're right.
Dawson's was Dada, and mine was Car. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know. A lot of people when I was younger, and still. I guess my aunt was the last one that still called me that. So now nobody alive calls me that. But for a long time, the nickname was Car and Dada. No one calls me that anymore. Now that I've said it, probably someone's going to think they're funny. But I'd actually get mad because, I mean, that's more like a sentimental thing. So anyways, but yeah, on the topic of him, he's very enthusiastic person. Very characteristic person, yeah.
Or he was a long time supervisor for the Texas Highway Department, and every time we'd go through Dallas, he would see the people managing the highway department.
I remember when we talked about
he would get pressed.
He would, we'd go like through like the city, and they'd be like doing construction work. He'd be like, "Let me get out of the car. I need to go be a foreman." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "They don't know what they're doing. I used to be a foreman. I'll show them how to do it the right way." And then I'm like, "Paul, they're doing their job right now." He's like, "Nope, this should have been done 3 weeks ago." He's like, he'd point at something. That right there is a bad beam. I'm like, "Why is it a bad beam?" He's like, "It's crooked." I'm like, "No, it's not." He's like, "Well, it's not flush, that's for sure." I'm like, "All right, bro. Like, you know what? Okay." Or like whenever we do, like if I'd be doing a task for my dad when I was little, like, picking up sticks in the backyard, he would be the foreman. He would sit outside and he'd just watch me and he'd be like, "Get that one. You missed that one." Like he's
rated on.
Yeah. And so the other thing that I think that I'm gonna close with is I met some people that like feel strongly about who the best basketball player is. Whenever I talk about a D1 LeBron hater, oh my goodness.
What was his reason?
Because he dipped his shoulder. That's what he would say. He dips his shoulder when he goes in the lane. That's what he always would say. He would say, like, when he puts his shoulder down.
Yeah. And by the way, I think it's worth noting, despite how old he was when he got into the league, he was a huge Steph Curry fan. Loved Steph Curry.
Yeah, became like a Warriors fan because of how much he liked
He
Steph.
would root for the Warriors. Like, He stopped rooting for the Mavs and started rooting for the Warriors just because of how much he loves Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is the GOAT.
Like, I mean, he would be like, more of that Curry ball. He can shoot a ball right there, can't he now?
He was a big Larry Bird fan back in the day.
Yeah.
He
But
just
I
liked
mean,
shooters.
I remember going over there, we'd watch like a Thursday night basketball game. Curry would pull up from half court and he'd, woo, doggies, man.
He would get excited.
That's a good shot right there.
Excited
Yeah.
whenever Curry would pull
Anyways, on the topic of other family members, because we don't have like too much time here. You know, like I said, my great grandfather, but his wife, she would probably be one of like the 4 biggest like female role models in my life as far as like when I think of like the idea of a Christian woman, like a biblically Christian woman, I would think of her first. I mean, she took it to like the nth degree of like she was very sound in what she believed in, very proper. Like, you know, like my mom would do something that wasn't what she would call ladylike, and she'd be like, now that a little lady mustn't do it. Like,
she was very old-fashioned, she believed women should be very traditionally dressed.
She would say a lot of words, like that became...
And she didn't believe women should partake in certain conversations.
Like, yeah.
So she was like traditional.
She was traditional.
Like,
she would abstain herself from the room if like the conversation got to a certain point. She would leave the room.
Yeah.
And be like, you guys continue having your conversation. I'm going to go in here.
Yeah. Yeah. And like...
and she, like her favorite thing in the world, I'm dead serious, one of her favorite things in the world was to do the dishes.
Like she loved doing dishes.
She loved doing the dishes. It was like therapeutic for her.
Yeah, she enjoyed doing it. Like legitimately.
Lucky y'all.
We talked about like the sweet tea stuff. That was her. That she was the one that would take one bag of sugar, made 2 things of sweet tea. That's all it made. And
she had a very unique accent.
She had a very, I don't know, like, I mean, she grew up in Texas her entire life. She lived in Texas. I don't know where that accent came from. Like the word dollar was
dollar.
Dollar. Would you like a dollar? When we'd go to leave.
Oh, fiddle
Come here.
faddle.
Yeah,
fiddle faddle.
When something was wrong and like there was a problem, she went, oh, dadgummit. She go, oh, fiddle faddle. Yeah, like she had some crazy word. Like we called her Nemi. So they were what we deemed Nemiisms because like they were just things that nobody else did besides her. Like fiddle faddle, really? Come on.
Yeah, that's something I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I say
I catch myself using it sometimes.
What?
I catch myself using it sometimes.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of, you know, just like different things. My aunt was another person. She obviously is more recent that she's passed on, but she was also another person that was like one of those ladies I mentioned that was very influential. She, I think, I kid you not, is the like literal epitome of an aunt. Like I do not think you could find someone else.
She's like in the
role of an aunt
Webster
better.
Dictionary when you look up aunt, there's like a picture of her.
Like I kid you not, like
she was an extremely fun aunt.
Yeah, like I mean, every time she came over, she brought new snacks for you to try. She brought new games for you to try. She wanted to watch movies, wanted to play games. Like she was down for all the fun. Like that's all. Like we go to the store. Like, I kid you not, this is how bad it got. Like, and it made, oh my goodness, when she got remarried, it made her husband so very mad. My uncle got so mad by this. But we'd go in the store. I'd be like, oh, this is cool, and I put it back down because I wasn't like I didn't want it. She'd grab it, put it in the like, I don't need it. I don't even care to try it. She's like, no, we're gonna try it. We're gonna have a taste test. And then she'd grab like 3 other flavors of that same product. Like, we're gonna have a taste test. I'm like, I don't think we're gonna like it. She's like, it's all right. We're gonna try it.
Yeah, that's a pecan. You can't get much of it.
Yeah,
you can.
And like the games, like okay, when we talk about decorating for Christmas, I mean, she meant decorating for Christmas. Like
Christmas was her personality.
Christmas was her personality. Like I legitimately think if she like she did keep a Christmas tree up all year long. Like if she could, she would. Like, and I think if her husband would allow her,
she really did.
If her husband would allow her, she would have kept up more decorations. But like there was a little, we have that tree in our living room is like a commemorate to her. Okay, but she kept one of those trees like that, like a skinny tree, was all up all year long. All year long, that tree was
like she's the kind of person like we would visit her in July and she'd be like, "Let's watch your Christmas movie."
Yeah.
July is devious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She loved Christmas and it brought her so much joy.
Yeah.
Her least favorite day of the year was December 26th. It would make her like really sad.
Very sad because it was over.
Because Christmas is over.
Like to her,
she has to wait another year.
Like if you, I don't think we were spent much. Because normally we do it on my grandparents, my mom's side for Thanksgiving, but we did maybe once. Our Thanksgiving would include being Christmas. Like it would already be decorated for Christmas. Like you know how some people like decorate for Christmas on Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving. It was already decorated for. Like, you would celebrate
and my
Thanksgiving.
Uncle would get very mad about it.
Yeah, like yeah, it's.
She was
because my uncle grew up. Okay, my uncle first off, bless his heart, he's a Northerner. And when I mean, this is the craziest thing for his family. If I do not, I could be wrong here. I think his family's tradition was to decorate the night before Christmas, and then the next day after Christmas, undecorate.
By the way, decorating for like 2 days for Christmas is diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should not take 2
No.
days.
No. I'm saying like the day before, the 24th, they
No,
decorate.
only having
Christmas
them
Eve.
up for 2 days.
Christmas Eve you decorate, then they have Christmas, and then the next day they take
Not
it down.
enjoying the whole season's crazy.
It's less than 48 hours they have it up.
Oh, like they don't put up until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, we put it on like a day near the beginning of December.
Yeah.
So,
You
I
can
mean,
enjoy it for the whole month.
yeah.
Because it's a 1 month thing.
And then we normally don't put it up until like the second week of January.
Yeah, that's not crazy.
So, I mean, I think for the most part, those would be the people that we would touch on the most. I mean, there's a lot of aunts, uncles, more great aunts and uncles. There's grandparents. Like we said, we never knew both my mom's parents are still alive. I knew my grandpa on my dad's side. I never met my grandma because she died when my dad was 3. My dad didn't have children when he was 3. So, anyways, besides that, on the talk of current family, we have a lot. We have a lot of current family, and I would say that's something that a lot of people have family, and they can be like, oh, this is the immediate family, and then this is, to me, it's just like it's all immediate family, because like my cousins to me, I just think of as
If your family, your family.
Yeah, to me, it's like my cousins to me are literally brothers and sisters. Like I would do it. Like I mean, we treat each other like brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Like there's no
fight
like
each other, bully each other.
oh yeah, like no, we get in fights like we're brothers. Like there's no difference between like me. Like I don't see like much of a cousin feeling there. It's more of a brother or sister thing. So
There's not really an awkwardness when we're around them.
yeah, and I would like I do have at least one story I want to say, but like obviously like my parents are still alive, and my grandparents, my mom and dad's side. But I mean, there's just, I've realized like I don't think people, I wonder how it is for people that do not have any family. Like who shapes them? Like what, like, you know what I mean? Like,
sadly.
like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, if you're not around and if you're not close to anyone your entire life and you're like, and you like, you know what I mean? You jump from place to place. Like I can definitely see how that can mess someone up, because I very much so been shaped. Like I know for a fact, like on a lot of things of how I handle myself, I got it from my grandpa and one of my uncles. Like there's a lot of personality traits. Like when it comes to getting something done or getting upset, like the way I handle myself is
My
very
grandfather
similar.
is a tireless work ethic.
Oh my goodness! Like you've never seen someone
Like
that can
he
work
could be
like
in
this.
immense amount of pain and he's still gonna work.
Yeah, this dude. Okay, I want to just give how. Let me talk a little bit here about my pop for a second here. This man has had both his shoulders and both his knees replaced. Has a hernia that he won't get fixed because he wants to continue to work. He's had 4 major surgeries, and no.
Mind you, he's in
Let's
his
also
70s.
mention the fact that he has a what's called in his heart a pacemaker.
Yeah,
Pacemaker. So like those are all massive surgeries. A lot of people that have one of those might retire. This guy has 5 of them, and he needs to get the hernia fixed. So he's had 5, almost 6 surgeries. He has a thing in his heart that keeps it pumping. If that was the break, then he's goner. Like he has all these.
He's like significantly outlived all the men in his family.
Yeah.
Like both his grandfathers, his father, his brother. He's outlived him by like 5, 10 years.
I mean, the work ethic on him is absurd. Like you've never seen someone like the immense amount of pain he'll be in, and he refuses to give up. Like he will not sit still. Like he really won't. He has a hard time sitting still. And when he does sitting still, he is
Like
worn
Christmas
out.
Day, he's like about getting a project done on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Like he'll sit down for like an hour or two when you're opening gifts, have breakfast, and then he's like, I need to do something.
I feel you.
And you do not understand how mad my grandmother gets by that.
I know.
My father gets upset too.
We're like, bro, it's Christmas. What are you doing? He's like,
Like, bro, it's Christmas.
yeah, but I need to go fix that. I'm like, yeah, it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
You're not going
he's
anywhere?
like, well, that's tomorrow. I need something done today.
Yeah. So I mean, very hard worker. My grandmother's another. I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of people you meet in life that you can just like
Tell anything to.
tell anything to or relate to, But one of those people is my grandmother. Like, I can literally talk to my grandmother for hours. Like, I mean, just nonstop talk, and it can be on any subject. It can be on religion. It can be on politics. It can be on just family. What's going on in the family.
It could be something she knows nothing about.
Nothing about. Yeah, you can sit there and talk about sports with her. She doesn't even like sports, and she'll carry on a conversation about it. Like there's like anything you can talk about with her. Like I said a minute ago, my cousins are very close. I wanted to tell a specific story because this is like core memory story for me, and I've always found this. I will always think this story is so funny. It upsets my one cousin, but it's fine. He can be upset by it because We used to we do go on these spring break trips of all of my mom's side of the family together. So like her two brothers and their families, and then our family and my grandparents. We stay in these like big houses, and so I have two cousins. I have multiple cousins, but two of my cousins, the two closest boys of my age. There's Jackson, there's Braxton. Okay, I'm gonna tell them on their names. They don't like it, they can sue me. So Braxton and me, we get along really good. We're running partners. We do a lot of stuff together. We are known notoriously as if someone messed up something, our grandparents or our parents are gonna blame it on me and Braxton. Like we did it. Like if there's a problem, they're gonna instantly think it was either me or Braxton. Like I mean, it's kind of notoriously known that it's one of us. Jackson, Braxton's brother, I think they think of him as a saint. Like literally,
Quiet.
He's very quiet. He's a snake. I'm telling you right now, that boy gets away with stuff, and I'm like, okay, bro. I'm like, I know that you.
And he knows.
He knows it. He knows it.
He knows that we know.
So when we were younger, I mean, he would do stuff, and nobody would catch him. It wasn't like terrible stuff. It was just like little things, like we would get yelled at for doing, but he didn't get caught doing it. So we were on this trip, and it was a 3-story house. So when you walk in the house, you're on the second story because there's a basement story, and then above you is a third story. So on the first story and the second story is where the majority of everyone was staying. Well, all the kids got put in the third story because downstairs there was the pool and there was the arcade. So they put the kids down there because obviously we're gonna be the ones to mess with that stuff more. And so we're down there, and it's late at night. The only people awake in the house, or so we thought at the time, was me, Dawson, Braxton, and Jackson. And there was like a couch area where they had a high ceiling, and then the ceiling dipped down to where you went in the arcade area. And Jackson, for whatever reason, he's tall, he's a lengthy kid. He thought it was funny that he could jump in the arcade and touch the ceiling. And me and Dawson and Braxton are over here chilling, looking for a movie to watch. And he's like, "Hey, you think I can touch the ceiling in there, in the living room area?" And we're like, "No, that ceiling's way too tall." He's like, $20 says I can. All right, $20 says you can't because you're not gonna get near that. Like I mean, it was like 15 foot high. Like you're not touching that. So he backed. This is a long room. He backs across to the one side of the room that's in the arcade side, full sprints across, and he gets to like the middle of the high roof room. And I'm thinking, all right, he's gonna jump now, you know. He didn't jump at all. He did not stay in the middle of the room. He continued to run through the room, and he gets to the wall, and he hadn't slowed down yet. And I'm like, what is he doing?
He let to go through the wall.
Yeah. He then proceeds to put his foot against the wall to leverage himself up because he thought he was all smart. He's going to outsmart me. Well, when he did this, he somehow perfectly hit directly between two studs on the wall. His foot went through the wall. And I showed you the picture. When I say that it is a perfect footprint, literally you could see the creases of his toes. Like, I mean, it was a perfect footprint that it left on the wall. And it went through, and I've like dead silent. Like, we were all like kind of pumped up, you know, about to watch a movie or whatever. We all got silent. We're looking at her like, oh. Like simultaneously, all four of us died laughing. We thought it was the funniest. Me and Braxton took a selfie with him while his foot was still on the wall. And so...
Chuck Norris type beats.
Yeah. And so we were like, we started negotiating. We're like, all right, do we go wake up our grandparents, let them know that we just, you know... Look, we already know we were like, we're getting...
By the way, we stopped scrolling on the TV and it's just...
Yeah, we stopped scrolling on the movies. Like, Dawson was looking through the movie. He stopped scrolling. So now we're stuck on this movie on the screen that we're not going to watch, but it's what's on the screen. And we have our foot in the wall over here. And we're trying to figure out what to do. We're dying laughing. We look up that scene I showed you off The Office whenever Andy's character puts his foot through the wall. Like, we were dying. We thought it was so funny. We thought it was so funny. We were dying laughing. We were also kind of concerned we're going to get in trouble. So me and Dawson were like, all right, we need to go tell them. And they're like, they'll be more mad if we wake them up now and tell them. So we decided as a group, we're not going to tell them. We're going to wait till in the morning. And in the mid-process, we hear someone coming down the stairs. And we're like, oh, okay. So I get up to go get in front of the wall, and I don't get there in time. And my uncle comes around the corner. He's like, hey, guys. He's like, I can hear y'all, you know, making some noise down here. He's like, I was wondering if you want to watch a movie. And we're like, I'm like, yeah, we'll watch a movie. Yeah. He's like, okay, yeah. And then while he's talking, he looks at the screen. What the movie we had somehow stopped on was Eyes Wide Shut.
Hey, shout out Stanley Kubrick, my favorite film director.
Very inappropriate movie. It's like about a sex cult.
It's something you would definitely not watch with your uncle.
It's not a movie that anybody should really watch, but very inappropriate movie. And so we're sitting here. He looks at the screen. He sees the Eyes Wide Shut. He never noticed the hole in the wall. And he sees that movie, and he instantly goes for talking about watching a movie with us to, I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed. And he goes around and walks out. And so we're like, do you guys think he saw it? We're like, did he see it? And we're like, I don't think he did. And so we waited.
I don't know if he's ever heard this part of the story before.
I don't know. Anyways, so we're like still kind of freaking out. We're like, okay, by the time we hear the door down the hallway, the only parents downstairs are my parents. My dad comes walking in the hall. He's mad. It's 3 a.m. You're making, he's just going at our necks before, he's all mad. Directly in front of the wall with the hole. Literally from like 6 foot away. He's close to it. And he's going at us. And we're like, you don't see the hole in the wall? Like, finally he walks off. And so we're freaking out. We go ahead and we watch a movie. Next morning I wake up. I look at the clock. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, they're definitely awake. I'm like, oh, none of us are awake. They probably found the hole in the wall and we're going to get chewed out. I go upstairs and it's quiet as a mouse. All the family's up there. They're cooking breakfast. Not a single person says something about the wall to me. I'm like crap. I walk over something to catch my cousin Jackson. Now remember, Jackson's a saint. He doesn't do things like they didn't think it was him, right? We wouldn't. No one would imagine it was him.
Yeah, suspect him.
Yeah. And so I said about Jackson, hey, did you tell him about the wall? It's like, yeah. Like, why are you on a device? Why are you not in trouble? He's like, oh, they bought insurance. Like, they're not mad at all. He's like, no. And then right about that time, I hear my uncle and my dad chime in, like, honestly, I thought it was Braxton. And then my dad goes, yeah, I thought it was Carson. And then simultaneously, they both said, we were really surprised we found out it was Jackson, however. And we're like, come on now. So I walk over to my grandpa. I'm like, come on, Pop. I'm like, no, you're not mad at all. He's like, we bought insurance on the house. I'm like, Pop, can I go put a hole in the wall? He's like, you better not do that. I'm like, okay, bro. So anyways, that was just a funny story because it's like something we hold above Jackson's head because it was like the one time that he did something that was stupid. Yeah, we thought it was really funny.
One time he didn't get in trouble,
Yeah, so
blamed for it.
Yeah, I don't think Jackson's near as big of a fan of that story as me and Braxton are because we find it to be a very funny story. But anyways, yeah, the topic of past family, very close with cousins.
Present,
very close with cousins. Just overall, kind of feel like it's all one family. I've never felt like as if it's like, oh, I gotta go see that. Like my aunt, I never felt like that. What would you have to say about? That was a long time we just talked about that.
But you're good.
What would you have to say about your
with family? My present family? I do not. For y'all, also, I talked about it again in the last episode. I dabbled in it. For my present family, there was something that happened in my family when I was younger, and I haven't seen like my cousins or anybody on my dad's side since I was probably 9 years old. So I haven't seen them since. And then on my mom's side, there's no family on that. Oh, there's family. She has brothers. So I have an uncle. But his wife can't have kids. So they're the only kids that we have is on my dad's side. Right? So like present family, I have no idea what's going on that side. I still talk to my grandma on my dad's side, and I walk into her in her house, and I'll see pictures of these random babies. I'm like, who the heck is that? And she's like, oh, well, your cousin just had a baby. 3 of them. Oh, I have like 3 of the it sucks, but like it is what it is. But present family, I haven't talked to my dad's side since. And then my grandma, we've always been close. She's a pretty solid grandma. I feel like she's not just my grandma. She's a grandma to like a lot of people.
Mama Kate's.
Yeah, Mama Kate's is a grandma to a lot of people. Not just like, obviously not just me, but like church. It really, anywhere she goes, a lot of people just call her grandma. And then on my mom's side, my nana, she sadly passed away, but oh my goodness, she was a peak nana. She had a disease where, what is it called when your legs swell? They swell?
Oh, yeah. Gout?
Was it? I don't know. Some of y'all might know. But she had a disease in her legs where it would swell up and she just could not walk. She was chair bound for like almost dang near my entire life. Like she was chair bound for a while. So like sadly we didn't get to go on like big vacations with her and all the other stuff. But like I remember just like walking in, she was such like a loving grandma. Like I remember I would walk in and she's like, oh, you got a girlfriend yet? And I gotta look at her and be like, no. It's like, well, you're gonna get one because you're a handsome young man. And like she was one of the only women in my life that would call me handsome and I would believe it. Like, she was the one hype man that I always believed. She was the best. Although, like I said, sadly she couldn't walk and all the other stuff, but like, and she was just home, like, she was so, like, welcoming when you walk into her house. Because when you first walked to her house, she was on the chair right next to the door. So there's no way you missed her. And every time she walked in, she said, all right, where's my hug? And then, like, me and my siblings, we would run up and give her a hug. It was a peak experience back when she was alive. And that's really about my present. I don't really talk to my family today ever. Besides my grandma and then my grandma on the other side.
Yeah.
But both, regardless, still peak family.
Yeah, I mean, when you say the closest person in your life would be your sister.
Yeah. So, when it comes to closest, it's definitely my sister. The one that I'm blood related to. It just like, obviously we both have like our problems when it comes to, cause like in my family, since I'm the only, or me and my sister are only black. Not that we feel not like welcome into the family, but like there's obviously a difference, right?
Yeah, from different.
Yeah. And I mean, like, especially being around other black kids and hearing their culture and knowing like I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and then we'll get more into that like later. But
feeling like an outsider in your
yeah, basically, like, yeah. It's not like they made me feel that way, but like it's obvious. Like if you were to see
naturally.
Yeah, if you see a family photo, there's 2 black sheep in the family, literally. But yeah, my sister's the closest thing I have, hands down. Like out of all my friends, and like me and my sister it's not just like a sister brother bond. It's like I don't think there's a bond to explain the bond that we have. Like there is not a single thing I wouldn't do for my sister. My sister is like the closest thing I have in my entire life. Like she's up there. She's dang near number 1. Like I dare say she's like up there with my mom. Like they're on par. Like, but no, I can talk forever about my sister. Present day, we talk a lot. I go in her room and I kid you not, I'll just go in her room, say absolutely nothing, and just sit in there with her and just enjoy our like quality time together. And like we're both really into anime, even though y'all are not big into anime. But every once in a while we'll double down.
What's your boat?
Well, I'm telling you, majority of people watching this probably watch anime.
Yeah, well, I'm not one of those people. So.
I don't know how anime's peak. But we'll always talk about anime or something. Yeah, valid. But we'll talk about anime or something. I don't know. It's just like knowing that I have somebody like that alone just keeps me going in life. But no, love out to my sister. You're the best thing in my life, low key.
Do you have anything else you want to add on like present?
Very grateful to have the family I have.
Yeah. All right, then I want to finish up with future family. Noah.
So once again, I talked about this a few episodes back, or was it last episode? But anyways, my future family, my goal is obviously a wife is a wife. I'm gonna be happy, blessed with whatever God provides me with. But I do want a wife with a genuine big family. Like I'm talking like almost like y'all's big. Like she has multiple cousins, multiple siblings. Just because like sadly, although I'm still blessed to have the family I have, I didn't get to grow up like I guess like the normal average family. I didn't get to see my cousins through all my like prime years. Like none of my teen years I didn't get to see my family. Like dang or none. Right. So I didn't get to have like I always have memories, but not nearly the same memories you'll have when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? Yeah. But I want my kids to be able to have what I didn't have. And another thing that really sucks is like being adopted also is that I'm not able to look in my past family and know where like features come from. For like if y'all don't know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I am very athletic. Like for someone who never played like a legit sport besides baseball when I was a child, like I am very athletic. Like it's weird. I'm really athletic. And so sadly I can't like sit down with my kids and be like, oh yeah, you got your big lips from this. Well, we know why I have big lips. Being black. But anyways, you didn't get your facial features from this. Like the only thing they get to look to is me and my sister. But I'm pretty sure me and my sister have. So I really, really, really want my kids to have a huge family on one side, because on my side, the only family they'll have outside of my grandma and my uncle is my siblings.
Yeah.
right? And then like one of my siblings has Down syndrome, so Lord willing, she's still alive when I have kids.
Yeah.
You know, because people with Down
Luckily,
syndrome.
there's their life expectancy has significantly increased in recent
Yeah,
years.
they have. Yeah, like she has a friend that I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Lord willing, my sister with Down syndrome, she's older than me, gets to see my kids.
Yeah.
But long story short, I really want a wife with a really big family so my kids can have at least that side.
Yeah.
Right.
Person?
You're right. You
You can go.
Okay. I would say, yeah, I want. I'm not necessarily care how big her family is. I do care that I really hope that she has a good, close family, as in immediate family. And I always said, you know, I would like to have. I hope that she, for whatever reason, I don't know. I want y'all to tell me. Do you feel as if I'm going to marry what they would call a girly girl?
Yes.
That's what I kind of have.
I think
I have a feeling of such.
Very
I don't know
feminine
why.
woman.
I
Just
think
very-
you're gonna marry a very traditional feminine woman.
Yeah, and so by thinking of that, I would just think that naturally they would probably have sisters. You know what I mean? Because that
There's
would,
no way. Yeah,
yeah,
no way
that's
they
like
don't.
that. So
There's
I just
no
have
way
always
they're
kind of
not.
prepared that that would be the case. So I mean, I don't know. I that's the only thing is, you know, I have, you know, to me, I think I have Dawson as well as an adopted brother, Andrew, and then you and another buddy, which those are like people I would all consider like brothers, even though, you know,
A couple cousins.
and some cousins as well. So I have multiple people that I would call brothers, and like I guess my cousin, I have two female cousins, and they're like the closest thing I have to a sister. And so, you know, I would like to have another female that I could like that I could relate to, that would be like, you know, because like be my sister type relationship. Like I said this before, but I was like, you know, if I marry someone that has sisters, that sister is going to be in for a rough. Like, they better hope that I die at a young age, because they are going to have a lot of pranks I'm going to pull on them. There's a lot of pranks I'm going to pull on. Like, oh my goodness. Like, the things that I'm going to be calling you guys up and be like, hey, all right, guys, so I need to go to the tax office. I want you to change her name on all her taxes. You're like, that's illegal. Like, you know what? But it's going to make her mad. All right? Like,
You got a point.
I'm going to bully. If my wife has a sister, she is going to be bullied. Okay? Like, obviously, if she can take it, if she can handle it. If she can't handle it, then she better learn how to. All right, now I'm joking. But, anyways, yeah, but I want to be able to relate to her dad on a you know, respect level, but also like on a family level. I don't want it to be like a distant relationship type
Have
thing.
a friendship with them.
Like I have a friendship, yeah. And same thing with the mother, and I mean more immediate than, you know, big. Obviously, if she has a big family, that's fine. But you know, you're gonna spend a lot of time around your wife's family. That's just gonna be how it's gonna be. But that's about all. And that's all about I would say about it.
I mean, it's not necessarily like the biggest thing, but I would enjoy my wife having a really good family, particularly having, you know, good siblings and good parents. Because I mean, to me, I think about the influence that my aunts and uncles and my grandparents have had on me, and I want my kids to have good influences. So.
Yeah.
I have a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could choose for your future family, right? The order you want daughters, the order you want sons. How many sons do you want, and how many daughters do you want? And if you could perfectly make it happen, what years apart would they be?
So, okay, obviously, I do not care. Well, I really don't. I don't care. Okay, obviously, as a man, that I do want to have a son.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do not care if I have a daughter or a son. Like, I mean, besides the fact that I would like to have at least one son, that doesn't mean like he's my favorite child. It's just because I want
What's
to.
ideal?
I just want to be able to have
Like, in
someone
your
that
opinion,
can
like I have
carry.
mine for sure.
I just want.
I have my ideal.
I would say I just want someone to be able to carry on my last name. So ideal. I would say ideal or what I think is going to happen. Those are two different things. Because
What do you think's
No,
gonna
like,
happen?
if you-
ideal. Like if you can
like if
plan
you
it
could
out.
pick
okay.
when they get born, what
I would say
gender they are.
I would say a boy, and then like a year and a half to 2 years later, a girl,
Okay.
and then like a year to two, a boy, and then a year, a girl. If I could pick, I would want 2 boys, 2 girls, personally.
4 kids.
4 kids.
4 kids if I could pick.
Okay, my turn.
But I mean, but this is the thing. Growing up with only one sibling, the thing is, if you ask your sibling, do you want to do this with me, and they say no, then you have no other people to go ask.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have, to where my kids have multiple people.
Have
they can-
options.
Yeah, they can go ask. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be in. I legitimately want to have a hard time balancing money because of how many kids. Like that is a struggle I want to have.
But you have to provide though.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying, I want it to be to where like there's an actual like people that have like, oh, well, they have money issues. Well, to me, all the people that normally have money issues also have a really happy family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay, this is my son. Okay.
Okay.
About a year and a half,
Uh-huh.
another son.
Okay.
About 2 years, a daughter.
Okay.
Then about another year or so, another daughter.
Uh-huh.
Then about a year and a half, 2 more years, another son. And then about a year later, another daughter. And then about a year later, another son. And then a year later, another daughter.
A lot of children.
4 sons, 4 daughters. Or 5 sons, 3 daughters. One of those, either.
So he wants 8 children. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, but I want there to be older sons so they can protect their younger sisters.
That's a lot of kids. The Brady Bunch over here.
I knew you wanted a lot of kids, but that's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That's like that's a TV show type of lot of kids.
Yeah.
8 children? That's like traditional size family.
I do not want 8 kids.
I would not mind.
If I had 8 kids, I'd have 8 kids. But I'm saying,
But like,
I do not plan. I would not plan on having 8 children.
you're gonna have more than 4, and your kids gonna come back to this. And
Like,
young kids.
Hey, Dad, look at this. Look what I found.
Like, so
I personally will be disappointed if I do not have at least 4 children.
That's valid for me.
His 3 kids watching this in the future.
Hey, I'll be grateful for 3 kids.
At this point,
but
you know
I
what?
want 4 at least.
If I have one, if I genuinely just, I just want to have a child, honestly.
At least one.
I need
Yeah.
2. I need 2.
No, I want to have a child.
As long as I have a child, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, you
Now,
could.
granted, I do want to have a boy child just so I have someone to carry on the name.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like I'd be a really good girl dad.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm definitely gonna be a girl dad. I think me and my sons are already gonna be automatically chill. But for me, it would be. Then I just have one more question. Actually, we can go ahead and answer that right now. Okay, it'd be quick. What is your age you want to have kids? Like your ideal age?
Within a year of getting married. So whenever I get married.
Within about a year. Within 12 months of getting married.
Okay, so we're all in the same one. Mine would be about a year within getting married.
Within 12 months.
To be,
Because it takes 9 months.
Like-
And of course, if that doesn't happen, future children, I still love you and you were planned. I promise.
to me, a child's always planned. I think.
Planned by God.
Amen.
I think that I will have a child very quickly after being
Yeah,
married.
so do I. Know. Actually, I
Because
know
I
will.
because I want to be able to have children. I
Like,
don't want it.
10 years from now, how many kids should you have at that point? 10 years from now.
Depends on how long I've been married.
Yeah, it does, man.
I'm just saying, just guess.
In general, I want to have
In
right
10
right
years
now.
from now, I better have 2 kids. I would imagine.
Yeah, right now at least 2
10
to
years,
3.
bro, I better have like 2 or 3 children.
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
But my ideal would be, I would first want a son, and then I actually want, if possible, a son and a daughter back to back, like very close in age.
You know, I think the hardest part about having children is the 9 months between waiting. on the
yeah.
kid. That's like
For sure.
That's gonna be so bad. Like especially the first time around, because like
But
you're
there's a
gonna-
lot to get prepared for.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but you're just gonna want them to be.
Yeah, like once you get into, I can't wait to for us to have another one.
Like
So,
the
yeah.
phone calls to my friends and like my family telling them is gonna be like one of the coolest things I've ever.
Oh
done.
no, for sure. Oh my goodness, that's probably one of the other things I'm most excited about.
like getting to call, like calling one of y'all, like telling you. I'll probably go tell Dawson. I mean, a lot of people I'll probably try to tell to my face, but just anybody like calling one of y'all and be like, hey, I'm gonna have a kid. Like that call, would
Especially the
be-
talks that we've had.
Yeah. Like that's gonna be just a insane like come of life moment. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my goodness, like I made it. Like I'm here.
I'm
right
gonna
now.
be blasting Kanye West. Like it's gonna like there will be a party. Bro. I'm gonna go outside.
Are you gonna when she's pregnant? Are you gonna put it up to the headphones on the
Everyone's like, this is Hank Williams. You play it. try to beat the country music into it before it comes out of the womb.
But mine would definitely be a son, and then like that, yeah, 9 months. I want a daughter right after, like as soon as possible. And then I want to wait at least 3 years. Hear me out. Hear me out,
Dude, that's like
Hear me
that's
out.
prime fertile.
Hear me
years,
out.
bro.
Hear me out. Hear me out. So like 3 to 2 years, like enough where these 2 siblings are generally older than the 2 younger ones. And I want the exact same thing when I have the like about 2 to 3 years. I want to have a boy and a girl back to back. So the reason why is so they have 2 role models to look forward to. For example, like high school is gonna be. There's no telling what it's gonna be like.
You get better at parenting the more takes you get.
Yeah, but like in the future, can you imagine I mean, yeah, we went to different schools, but y'all know, like from middle school to high school, it's a big.
Yeah.
And especially in the future, there's no telling how it's gonna.
For us, it was elementary to middle
Which
school.
I plan to do. I plan to homeschool my
Yeah.
kids.
I feel you. For me, it depends. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna homeschool, but just in case. One thing I also
Either homeschool or private school.
Private school.
I feel you.
But probably homeschool. I think I favor homeschool.
That's understandable. But I
Of course,
want,
you got to account for your wife's opinion, but you know you're the man, so you ultimately make the choice.
I feel you, but I just want them to have two roles, because you're more likely to listen to your siblings,
Right.
just naturally than you are to your parents, and I want them to have those two. Like I want to raise it too. I'm like, listen, like when you have your brother and sister, like I'm going to count on you to raise them just like I raised them. And I just want them to be the examples. And if they have any like problems, like, and that, because our generation is completely too different. Once we get, you know what I mean, like the generation can be completely different. I want two that I can trust. But okay, so obviously y'all know more than me, and I just want y'all to guide them, because I can only guide them so far in life.
I don't necessarily think this will happen, because I think I have kids that are pretty close in age. But like I've always thought it's cool whenever you have like big brother, big sister that drives, like takes her little brother or
That's-
sister to school. You know what I mean? Like that's always like.
But that's my ideal.
Anyways, we need to get into our devotional. So I found out less than 10 minutes before starting this episode that Dawson did not do his Devo, and thus I was to replace him. Do your Devo.
It was a failure of communication. Okay, we just
It
gotta
was
work on it.
communicated to him in the production meeting.
I did not think I thought it was tomorrow that I had something.
It's all good.
Well, at the time of telling you, it was the next day.
Yeah, well, you know what I meant.
Anyways,
I thought
I
it was episode
inherited
9.
I inherited a Devo. So if this is not good,
We traded Devos.
we traded Devos.
we traded
But I had prepared for a different subject, and now I had to swap around what subject I was doing. And now I'm going to attempt to give this is literally off the cuff Devo. There's no notes up here. Normally I have notes. There's no notes. This is just the Bible and me talking. I'll be reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, starting in verse 4. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth. Love bears all things. Love believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. But we know in part, the prophecy in part. But when the perfect comes, the particle will pass away. And I was a child. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. Now we see in mirror dimly, but mirror face to face. Now in part, and I shall know fully, even as I have fully known. So now faith, hope, and love abide by these three, but the greatest of these is love. So I did kind of struggle to read that. I did not go over this exactly. I just kind of like skimmed through it. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it is wrote by the author of Saul that becomes Paul. This is wrote by Paul. Okay, Paul of course was originally Saul. He killed Christians and he massacred them until he of course is in the desert. He comes across a light in which he is told to follow the Lord, and he changes his ways and becomes, honestly, even though I never met Paul, I think that he is one of the biggest role models in my life. I mean, he's a very wise man if you can read through what he writes. He's writing to the church in Corinth, and he is telling them about love and how we need to love one another. When I think of family, I think that you definitely love your family, but I'm not going to talk specifically about blood-related family. I'm going to talk about church family. I grew up in a small congregation. I did not grow up in a large church. On a good Sunday, it was 60 people. Okay, on a regular, it's
really good
like normally it was somewhere between high 20s to like low 50s. Like it was somewhere in there. And I grew up in a small congregation. My father was the minister, and so I had a very small youth group. But everyone knows everyone. Everyone gets along with everyone. That's how it kind of goes, you know.
You have to.
And when you go to big churches, when I went to a bigger church, there is a lot of the same thing, just on a bigger scale. One of the biggest things I don't think you can genuinely understand what it's like until you've been there. But when you are around brothers and sisters in Christ, and you're in this huge room, and you're singing a cappella music to the Lord, it's so beautiful. You have a great song leader up there, and he's leading you in song. and it's such a beautiful, such praise and harmony to the Lord that can't really be described in words. Like, it's unfathomable, and it just it just kind of reminds you of, if this is what it's like right now, no telling how it's going to be when you get to heaven. This is literally nothing compared to that. And so I just, I think that's very important, that, when we have problems, we need to be able to take them to one another. I think you need to have, it is good to have close friends that are maybe not in the Word as much, because you can be an example to those people and bring them towards God and bring them towards Jesus. But it's very important that you have close friends that you can lean upon, that are like family. Noah being one of those people in my life that I'm not blood related to Noah. Shocker, I know.
You couldn't guess.
Yeah, shocker, I know. But we don't share family. Now, we are in a lot of ways like family because our fathers grew up together. But we are able to connect as one through Christ, right? Through Christ, we are able to find a similarity where we are like brothers. And there's a lot of other people in my life where I share that same kind of relationship with them, where we can talk about literally anything because we have a connection through Christ. And I think if you haven't had that experience of being able to talk to someone in a way in a spiritual way, to where you relate on the ground basis of spiritual matter, to where anything else can be talked about. That's such a holy thing that really is important to me, and it's something that I've got experience with a lot of people. I can sit there, and there's so many people, like, they can come up to me, and it might have been months since I talked to them, and we can just go right back into talking because, we are able to share a bond that we both want to bring people closer to Christ. So, like I've said, we talk about what it is that you must do to be in the church, and that you must believe in Christ, you must follow His commandments and be baptized for the remission of your sins, and then you must continue to spread the word to others. And if you do those steps, there's nothing better than doing those steps, because you receive the gift of the Holy Spirit, and you are able to connect with anybody and everybody else that has that gift of the Holy Spirit, and you have so many other things that you can relate to with them. With that being said, that's pretty much the message that was just last minute, and Noah's going to close us in a prayer.
Let's pray. Bow with me. Dear Lord, thank you for another blessed day that we were able to wake up and worship you again, Lord. I want to thank you for the families that you have given us, Lord, not just our blood related, but our church families, Lord. I mean, without our church families, we can't be really good Christians. It even says in the Bible, lean on your brother when you need help, Lord. And I just want to thank you, because for people like me, or people who have a lack of blood family, you have put those people in our life to lift us up and give us an example, Lord. And I just can't wait for all of us to be able to be together and worship you, Lord. Thank you for everything you've given us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Nelson?
Do you have the new pages?
It is up there. It's kind of hard to read, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you enjoyed this video, you can find us at Substack at backlashmedia.substack.com. Our Instagram page, Backlash Media BLM, Needle Drop Media, TVO Gaming, and
She Speaks Scripture.
She Speaks Scripture. I don't have time
BLM.
She Speaks Scripture BLM and TVO Gaming. Did I already say that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, anyways. And our TikTok is Backlash Media BLM. Thanks for watching, and
See you on the
see us next week.